4 more coronavirus patients in Washington state have died, health officials said Monday, bringing the total number of fatalities in the U.S. to 6, all of them in Washington state. 4 of the deaths are linked to a nursing facility in Kirkland, where a cluster of patients have been confirmed. The total number of cases of coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, in Washington state is now 18, said State Health Officer Dr. Kathy Lofi.
Unfortunately, we are now starting to find more COVID-19 cases in Washington that appear to be acquired locally here in Washington. And we now know that the virus is actively spreading in some communities here in Washington.
The number of cases nationwide is now up to roughly 100. U.S. lawmakers on Monday tried to calm fears surrounding the spread of the coronavirus by emphasizing plans for a rapid increase in the number of available test kits. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, whose state has 1 confirmed case, said the Centers for Disease Control now allows New York to conduct its own tests for the virus.
We want to get our testing capacity as high as possible. I said to the people around this table that I would like to have a goal of 1,000 tests per day.
Trump on Monday met with drug company executives where they discussed the ongoing development of a vaccine.
We're also moving with maximum speed to develop therapies so that we can help people recover as quickly as possible.
Top health officials have said any vaccine is up to 18 months away. So far, 10 states, including California and New York, have confirmed or presumed cases.
So you're talking over the next few months, you think you could have a vaccine?
Correct. With phase 2.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a vaccine. We'll have a vaccine to go into testing.
Phase 2, yes.
And how long would that take?
The phase 2 will take a few months before we can go into phase 3.
Oh, so you're talking within
A year, like I've been telling you.
Yeah. Well,
A year to
but Lenny is talking about 2 months.
And we would be there in June. We will be there in June for phase 1.
In a couple of months. Yes. Right. I mean, I like the sound of a couple of months better, I must be honest.
But when you say June, phase 1 initiation, though, right? In June?
Yeah.
Not a completed vaccine.
Yeah. Well, it would be a vaccine that would be ready for testing in phase 1.
Ready to use, ready to use when, would you say? Ready to use?
On the public. I think.
For next season?
So assuming that the vaccine is well tolerated, it's safe and efficacious, as John said, then I think the question is how do we work with the FDA to expedite that as fast as possible through some sort of fast track program to get it through phase 2 and 3 program to get it through phase 2 and 3 testing to get to.
So quickly.
Six now dead in Washington state. 4 of them elderly residents of this nursing home near Seattle. At least 48 schools now closed across the state for deep cleaning, and a warning from the governor.
We think folks should begin to think about avoiding large events and assemblies.
Today, nationwide, we topped 100 known cases across 12 states. Known is the key word. There are likely many more.
Right now, today, on this day, Monday, if you look at the country as a whole, the risk is low.
But the virus is now spreading within American communities.
The degree of risk has the potential to change quickly.
Today, the first confirmed case in New York, the nation's most populous city.
There is no doubt that there will be more cases. This is New York. We're a gateway to the world.
Travel restrictions are now in place to and from some global hotspots.
We'll ensure that anyone traveling on a direct flight to the United States of America receives multiple screenings at all airports in Italy and South Korea.
But of course, the virus is here already, and the enhanced testing that will be going on in the next week or 2 will help us define exactly the nature and extent of the problem that's here already.
Earlier in this outbreak, criticism, not enough test kits, too few labs, that, we're told, is changing.
The estimates we're getting from industry right now, by the end of this week, close to 1 million tests will be able to be performed.
But one growing concern, what to do with those who've tested positive or the potentially infected. Up in Seattle, the county is buying a motel to isolate them, and after that deadly outbreak at the nursing home.
And we have 2 police officers and 27 firefighters that are currently in quarantine because each of them responded to an incident at the Life Care Center in the past 2 weeks.
Tonight, the city of San Antonio suing the federal government after an evacuee from Wuhan, held in quarantine at a nearby base, was released and later tested positive. This judge just issued an emergency order.
Anyone coming out of there, which is 120 of them left, come out into the county, we will prohibit that, and the sheriff's office will detain them if that were to happen.
The plan going forward for the country:
prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
And a promise from the White House task force to keep us informed.
We'll be back here every day. Get used to seeing us.
Mm-hmm.